Activity number 8, smiles and frowns. This is all about a practice strategy called changing the rhythm. It's also sometimes referred to as playing in dotted rhythms, but not so much in the case of what we're doing. So basically what we're going to do is to play smiles and frowns, stopping on the first note of every group of 3. Now, instead of using our wrists and making those smile shapes, we're going to activate the fingers and use a lot of finger activity and be really aware of using the muscles of the palm of the hand. This is a very, very good thing to do when you have difficult passages in a piece. Practice in a lot of different rhythms that are very consistent and predictable. And then when you go back to the original piece, you're going to find the passage much, much easier. So I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Playing in rhythm sounds, especially with very active fingers, sounds quite harsh and bangy, but you'll find that when you go back to playing it your normal way, you'll play much more smoothly, much more evenly, and you can go back to making a beautiful sound. Okay, the second rhythm looks very, very complicated, starting with all of those rests, but essentially all it is it's stopping on the second note of every group of 3 notes. So the second note, and so on. So I'm going to count us in, and we'll go a little bit slower on this rhythm. When you play in rhythms, it's very important that you keep your eyes on the music and look out very carefully for transitions when we change from one thing to another thing. So for example, as I move from the second bar to the third bar, I have to change. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now for the third rhythm. The third rhythm is basically just stopping on the third note of each group of 3. So it will go and so on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2. Okay, in the activity, you're asked the question, can you think of any other rhythms you could use? Have a think about it and pause and Yeah, so did you think about it? Basically, a very natural rhythm to be doing in this would be to stop on the first of every sixth note. So like, or to stop on the second of every six notes. Or the third of every six notes. And so. And then you can stop on the fourth of every group of six notes, and the fifth and the sixth. So these are all other possibilities. Usually if your notes are grouped in threes, you'd be stopping on the first of every three, and then the second of every three, and then the third of every three, and then you'd go in the sixes. If your notes are grouped in fours, then you'd stop on every second note first, then the first of every group of four, then the second of every group of four, and so on. You can discuss that with your teacher. Anyhow, coming back now to playing smiles and frowns the normal way, we just have to remember for a moment our lovely shape that we were having with the wrist. We'll play it once through a little bit slowly and focus on evenness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if you try it quicker, in the smiles first. Frowns. Happy practicing.